Everybody, welcome to Copi Cafe. Hey, everybody, welcome to Copi Cafe. This is episode number 67. We got a lot of fun stuff to talk about with you today. I'm really excited about it. And Rob is stretching, yawning as if he's bored, but actually that's foreshadowing of something to come. And we'll tell you later what that is. So for those of you that don't know what Cornucopias is, I'm going to just quickly read our little elevator pitch that we're working through here, and we'll get started with all the good stuff that we have for you today.
Elevator pitch?
Well, you know, like it's an opener, whatever. Cornucopias, a free-to-play, open-world MMORPG developed on Unreal Engine 5, is currently in early access. It's an immersive game set in a post-apocalyptic, skybound setting on an alternate Earth. There's going to be exploration, adventure, survival, combat, racing, flight, building, commerce, and more, all with 100% custom art, not store-bought assets. Currently in the early access testing of our first megadome, Toledo Valley, where players can engage in exploration and participation in the Cornucopias universe. There's so much more for you guys. We're unveiling everything gradually as we add new updates, pretty close to getting to a monthly cadence for big updates, which is pretty excited. So Rob, Greig, what are you drinking today, sir?
Huh? Well, I'm having a very good day today.
Good.
So I will be drinking some chocolate milk.
Oh, chocolate milk. That's interesting. That is an interesting change in beverage. This is take number 47 of Copi Cafe 67, and Rob has now gone through his entire stash of alcohol in the bar, and he's graduated to chocolate milk. I, however, am still drinking a non-alcoholic Upside Down Golden Brew, which Rob had a joke about in the last episode. He decided it didn't work, so we're just going to not use that one now. Oh, Stella Artois now and chocolate milk?
No, chocolate milk. Chocolate milk.
We'll make up your mind. Okay. A lot of fun stuff for you ahead. We've got desktop launcher. We got launcher updates. A lot of launcher updates are going to make things way easier for everyone. I'm excited about that. And we've got some cool stuff from the game. So a lot of game updates that we'll talk about. And then also we'll go into a little bit on the new Unreal Engine 5.3 update, which is coming out. Well, actually, it's out, but we're going to be implementing that shortly after the return from Vegas. Any of you guys that are not going to Vegas, that can get tickets to Vegas and go to the NFTxLV conference, will be there, and you'll get special access to racing for the first time on our new racing game. And I can say that with 99% certainty that we'll have racing at this point. So that's semi-leakish. They'll also get access to mining, Toledo Valley, all sorts of fun stuff. So we got a lot of cool stuff ahead. It's been a grind of the past few months. Not worn out at all. I'm really not. I'm pumped up. I'm ready to get to Vegas, and I'm ready to get into all sorts of other stuff. But let's go into these updates. So the game.
Indeed.
Actually, let's start with the launcher. You want to start with the launcher? Let's start with
the launcher. We can launch the show with the launcher. No problem.
Say what?
Say what?
Excuse you?
Shrinkster says what?
Okay. So the launcher, we added endpoint caching to help improve performance. We added a message when there's a new launcher update pending, so there's now better communication for you. We've added an error page for when the launcher encounters issues. We've added a ton of logs to help debug issues. We've added the ability to select where the game downloads initially, so you can tell, where do I want the launcher to go on my computer, which is cool. We added the ability to move the game after installation, added the ability to remove the game, and we've added UI to indicate when the game files are being verified, have not been tampered with. Previously, this looked like it was downloading again, but it would be very quick, which is a good little added communication feature. We've added even more logs to help debug issues. We've also
so many logs
tweaked the game download speed. So now it should download the game in about 15 minutes on reasonable bandwidth. I believe that's about what the game download speed is. Before it was pretty long, and we're going to optimize that and improve that. We know of several ways to get that even better. But as always, we're updating you as we develop this game, which is such a huge advantage for Web3 gaming and for the community, because we get to share with you guys as we're going, which means you're going to see issues sometimes and things that we're usually aware of that, but you guys also get to give us a heads up on things and communicate on what problems you may have. But Rob, was there anything from the launcher I missed? Are you excited about this new launcher? It's sleek.
We also rebuilt the packaging. So if you are a current tester, you need to uninstall it and reinstall. And the new, we now use Squirrel, a software packaging called Squirrel, and it's very slick and very fast, and yeah, you'll be like, whoa, that was quick.
Yeah, I don't think too fondly of squirrels, to be honest. They steal all of our bird food, but that's another story. Yeah, we don't need to go into that right now. The launcher is amazing. I didn't even. One of the main things that I love about the new launcher is if there's an update to it, we don't need to tell you to remove the old one and re-upload. Now it's just going to update on its own, which is great. So we're constantly making changes and improvements to the launcher to give everybody a better experience. And
it does have another huge update.
Do what?
It does have another huge update as well.
Speak freely.
It also now will not install if you have below minimum spec. So we no longer have to add people manually to different roles and stuff like that, like we have been doing with the OGs. Now it will detect your NFT roles, and they not only detect them, it actually uses them as well. That's why this is.
That's correct. I'm glad you brought that up, because we're opening it up to the mythics.
Yep.
Anybody that holds, if you have a vehicle mythic or if you have a land mythic of any kind, then you will be able to download the new launcher. And with that, the launcher will read your system specs. And if your system specs match our required system specs, you'll have access to download the game. If they do not match it, then you won't be able to download the game. So that is coming very soon. That's coming on Tuesday, most likely. Early next week, we're going to make the new launcher available to everybody with Mythical Sunrise, our new build of the game that we're also going to talk about very soon. So, Rob, do you want to give them like a general? We'll give you the specific exact system specs when we can that are required for game download. But Rob's going to give you kind of just a general summary real quick of what is allowed, like 3060 and above, maybe some 2060 type of thing. Or did I just cover it?
Yeah. So all the 4,000 cards, so all the 40 cards from the video, all the 30 cards from the video, most of the 20 cards from the video, from the AMDs, that will be the RTX 5000 series, 6000, 7000 series. Off the top of my head. But I think we will release that list, I think, in Discord.
Outstanding. Okay, we're going to release that list in Discord. Changing specs. Okay, now you
going back. Just put my system specs on.
Okay, good. That was a good switch. Okay, next up, game updates. A lot of game updates. I can read through those real quickly. We've got avatar, skin, and eye shader improvements. We've got various environment asset shader updates. We've got processing, huge updates to lighting and post-processing, overall look of the game, which, by the way, several people we've shown noticed kind of right away. It's just like that next detail of just taking us to the next level kind of thing. That's always what we're striving for, is what else can we improve? How else can we improve this? How do we make it better? We've got detail passes on various assets, new character movement system, which is huge because we had some people commenting on the sliding and different issues. And you know what? We were aware of that, but we now took that feedback and we said, okay, let's accelerate our plan to get this particular part of the game at AAA quality, like we like to represent. We were going to take a little bit more of a gradual path with that. We decided to accelerate it. So now that's improving significantly. We've got idle and
it's still not perfect, but it's a lot better and very, very responsive, these characters now.
yes, it's a lot better, and absolutely it is not perfect. We're not where we will say, hey, we're done with this. Still got more to go. But and a lot of these things take years and years sometimes, but we've definitely accelerated it pretty quickly, and it's doing quite well. We've got idle and eye animations, which add life to the avatars.
Yep. Not Billy Idol though.
We've got 5 new mythic holo caches. So good luck finding those. And we've got slight performance improvements as well. So that's a pretty good list. A lot of good stuff here on Mythical Sunrise. Now, that brings us to Unreal Engine 5.3, which is already live. However, we haven't made the switch to it internally yet with Cornucopias. We're going to do that after the conference. That way we can release amazing new gameplay stuff for you guys at NFTxLV. But Rob, tell us a little bit more about Unreal Engine 5.3.
We were holding out to go to 5.2 because that's got huge nanite and lumens updates. But we've held out that long that when 5.3 actually went from beta into live. So we are making the switch to 5.3 when we come back from Vegas. And that has, so many more improvements. It's absolutely ridiculous. The thing is, one of the hardest decisions we made at the start was to go what's going to be our game engine, and we knew that Unreal Engine 4 was there. We didn't realize that Unreal Engine 5. We knew it was coming, but we didn't know when it was released that I'd have so many things that were broken. But it's been worth it now because now we're seeing with 5.3 some amazing updates. The biggest one that we will use is the nanite landscapes. So currently we're using nanites for moving parts within the game, but the static ones have not been there for landscapes. That is absolutely huge. That means that our world now, which is absolutely massive, will benefit from being able to use nanite. So we'll be able to convert all our landscape. There is tons and tons of lumens and lighting updates. There's new particle effects that are also coming as well. So when you do campfires and you do smoke particles and all these things, you kind of fake them in the world. But what we can do now with this new particle effects is we can actually have 3D fires, which they look 3D to begin with, but it's all fake. But now they're actual real 3D fires. So if you get above them,
they're actual fires in the digital space.
Yeah, and it's important because when you have what you did in the past is you kind of have. Imagine I'm holding up a television set, so you can see a fireplace on it. But if you went to the side of it, everything would be flat. And where that's important is because
my dog
lighting.
does when he sees other dogs on TV. By the way, sorry, go ahead.
You could have your dog on it, but lighting will then bounces off, like a television. It's just a flat. But now with this new update, lighting will actually react like it would in real life. So it will go through. You can see it from every single angle. There is some other updates. Somebody actually asked me the updates.
So say that again? So they did. So we were excited about a hair update that was in 5.2. Because you may have seen sometimes with our avatars, there's a little glitchy thing with the hair. They made updates for that in 5.2, but they've actually furthered that along.
Yeah, and we couldn't take advantage of it because we were on 5.1. Well, we are currently, but we'll be moving over to that. So that's also been improved as well. Something for the future. It will get some people excited, but don't get excited. Something for the future. Epic and Unreal Engine 5.3 is now Nanite compatible with the Mac for the M2 chip. We are not currently developing on the Mac. However, it's there. Whereas before we couldn't develop on the Mac, it's now there on the M2. So when we do get around to developing on that, it'll be further down the line, which is absolutely great. It also means that the 5.3 is compatible with the new Apple VR systems that are coming. Again, that's way in the future.
But we don't know when we can deliver on this for the Mac users, because our roadmap is incredibly lengthy at this time. But that is exciting.
The main updates that we're using is nanite lumens, particle effects, and cloud effects, and all these things. As we use more and more features, I will reveal them. I did have a conversation with somebody in Discord, which I handled incorrectly, and told them to do their own research, which I had to, sorry about that. But yeah, there's lots of other things we will be using. These are the main ones.
All right, that's solid stuff. Unreal Engine, it's good that they're doing a lot of this. And actually, there was more to that, but I know that David mentioned some performance type areas that this will allow us to improve the graphics in certain spots, and also the performance as well. So it's good that we're still able to keep upgrading with the game as Unreal Engine goes to 5.3. I don't know how long that transition will take for us, because as we implement that, it will break some things that we'll need to go back in and fix, which is also why we're doing that after NFTxLV. But it is exciting.
It has lots of improvements as well for the characters and how the meshes and the bones work. So I think now, sometime this year, we will be able to get out our character creator. This is the update that we've been waiting for. We can do a lot of stuff. Currently, that's happening in Blender, and then we have to import. And I think a lot of this now comes within the Unreal Engine 5.3. So it's a huge update, and after Vegas, we'll be taking as much advantage as we can. And I'm pretty sure 5.4 is probably going to be announced soon.
Excuse you?
So I'm pretty sure 5.4 is probably about to be announced and going to alpha.
Yeah, most likely. That's going.
It never stops.
Yeah. We'll finish 2 weeks of fixing the breaks, and they'll be like, 5.4.
Yeah, we need that. We need that.
Yeah. We don't want to be a dog chasing our tail by any means, but this release did just come out, and I imagine we can make the switch pretty quickly. Hopefully, it won't take more than a week. But yeah, that being said, we are up to our special guest section of the show, and then, unless we want to do questions first and then get Scruffy up, Sir Scruffy. What do you think? Questions first, then Scruffy?
Nah, bring him up.
Let's bring him up. All right. Scruffy, welcome to Copi Cafe, sir. Anybody that doesn't know you, you've been doing a lot of game streams, and you're creating a gaming channel. You've got the info for your Twitter down there below at Scruffy Live 365. But you've been covering a lot of Cornucopias stuff, so we thank you for that. I'm sure most of the community that's familiar with you, that's been following us, knows who you are. But for those that don't, Scruffy's, please give him a follow. He creates some great content and very professional. So we're glad to have you on the show. What are you drinking today, man?
I'm having a nice little international delight. That is going to be pumpkin spice, straight from the tap, baby. That is...
Pumpkin spice, straight from the tap.
Oh, good chugging creamer. Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Whoa, that'll put some hair on your chest.
Yeah, you like a little thick shot of pumpkin spice creamer, huh?
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers, man.
I don't know
welcome.
what it is, but
welcome to Copi Cafe.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, guys. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Is the sugar content is high in there or what?
A little bit. Yeah. A little bit.
Good. Well, you're going to have a crash. Hopefully we can get through the episode before you do. So you're going to be at NFTxLV, man.
I am. We're going to hopefully be doing some great streaming. Been working with some of the team to try and make that happen. Hopefully do some live streams directly from the con, get to interview some guests, some community members, possibly
The con.
some team
No,
members.
no, no. Call. Please refer to it as NFTLVPQTC34.
Plus.
Did I say it the old name?
Conference. You might have
The
just
con.
said conference.
Well, you said the con as in.
Con!
No. All right.
NFTLV.
We're going to be doing some fun stuff. You've been doing some planning, so tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, hopefully we're going to get a couple live streams on each day, have some fun, see a lot of, like I said, the community members, perhaps speak to some of the team members, obviously show some great gameplay footage. You guys were talking about the racing earlier. Super excited to start trying that out myself and to get it out to the people that aren't going to be able to make it out to Las Vegas.
So, yeah, absolutely. So I believe the intent is we're going to set up another server that's going to be able to stream the game content from one of the monitors where people are playing, correct? And then you'll be able to talk and give a voiceover while that's occurring. Or we might stream a interview with Rob and myself or something to that effect. Variety of things, right?
Yes, we can do all of those, hopefully.
Perfect.
We should be able to overlay one on another, have different audio and video sources, and sky's the limit.
What are you going to use for audio? Some labs?
I do have a couple of labs, but I may have to bring this bad boy.
Yeah, just remember the
EV20.
room ambient in a conference is typically pretty nasty. So you need something that's like geared for close capture only. Huh?
Yeah.
They allowed dogs at the conference.
I don't know. I'll have to check on that. I'm leaving mine at home. But
Are you going to use labs?
Labs? I do. My buddy has a chocolate lab, but I don't think I'll bring
bring your labs for audio. That'll be good.
Okay. All right.
Forever shutting mine up.
Yeah, no, really looking forward to it. Had a great time last year in Las Vegas, and can't wait to get out there again. Some of us were talking about it earlier today, waiting for the new update.
Yeah, it's going to be. I can't wait to show everybody what we've been working on. Pretty amazing. Sorry, but it's just the most disturbing Copi Cafe beverage ever. And Rob's done a pretty good job of bringing a variety, but you kind of just took it up a notch by bringing creamer.
I like to see where that line's at, and then just pole vault right over
it. Yeah,
I like creamer.
I like it.
Oh, now that I don't know, chocolate milk and Stella mix. That's I think that's worse than pumpkin spice. I might
suffer for that later.
Oh yeah,
or maybe it's a Bailey's. Could be a Bailey's.
There you go.
Yeah, this is take 47 from Copi Cafe 67. So you're getting sarcastic.
I'm no longer having a bad day. I can tell you that.
Excuse you.
So I'm no longer having a bad day. I can tell you.
All right, let the medicine drown your sorrows. Okay. Well, Scruffy, it's always great to have you on the show. Is there anything you want to talk about in particular aside from the conference right now? We didn't have much of a plan. We never do, but.
Well, we are going to be multi-streaming. So I'm thinking probably we're going to do the morning stream on my channel so I can kind of be the guinea pig. And then we're going to switch on over to the Cornucopias channel. So each day, hopefully at least get a couple of streams in there. So if you see it being posted on different channels, don't freak out. That's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, we're going to go back and forth, keep you guys on your toes kind of thing. We'll try to communicate as well as we can in terms of social media, letting people know, hey, Scruffy's going to be broadcasting from his channel on X time, and then Scruffy's going to be broadcasting from the Cornucopias channel at X time. You know what's also interesting, and hopefully you guys have connected. If you haven't, I know your intent is to do so, but Josh, Late Game Crypto, is going to be at the booth filming as well.
Yes, we actually had a call yesterday about that. And he's going to be working on a documentary for kind of documenting the times and all the behind the scenes, and something we can, go back in years future and look back and go, wow, you remember what it was like back then? So yeah, we're going to do some collaboration. He's going to hop on the stream with me a little bit. I may or may not make his way into the documentary, but a lot of symbiosis going on right there. We work very well together. I like Josh a lot, and we are ready to go.
Good. I'm
Hopefully
glad you
Fareed
like
will be there
Josh.
as well, will he?
Huh?
Fareed's going to be there. Is he DAP Central?
He is. Yeah, we'll get him on too. What? Everybody's invited, man. It's a party. It's Vegas, baby.
Come on, let's do it. It's going to be a fun booth. We're right by the entrance and exit, so anybody that comes in that's Las Vegas, that's like an attendee or whatever you want to call them, people that are non-industry that are coming to the conference, they're all going to be forced to walk right by our booth, which is pretty cool. So we get to give some exposure to a lot of new people. We're also right by the main stage.
That's cool.
So that's cool as well. We're going to have, I wanted it to be as immersive as possible. So we're fixing the issue that was at Rare Evo where we had Bluetooth headphones, because those had a weird audio interference effect. So we're going to go with wired headsets for 2 of the monitors. And then I think we're going to do a loudspeaker for the other 2, so that everybody can hear the races going on. And then if you're mining or if you're running around Toledo, you're getting that immersive experience with all of the audio and all the work that's been done there, which I think is amazing, our audio engineering.
And we're actually bringing quite a big team as well, so I don't know if there'll be many people in the audience, but we'll make them up. I think there's 13
There's
of us
going to be a good-sized team. I think we're also looking to do, and you know what? I talked to Elle about this. I've talked to several people about it, like getting a poker game going. And I need to call the casino about that to see if we're able to rent a couple tables for the night and just invite whoever wants to come play.
Yeah.
High
play
stakes,
for a bobblehead.
$1,000 buy-in. A thousand Pepe buy-in. 1,000 snacks.
1,000 Hosky.
1,000 Hoskies.
Yeah,
1 million Hoskies buy-in to sit down at the table. Anyway, so we might get some poker going and just have some fun outside of the freaking 16 hours on your feet scenario of Friday and Saturday and Sunday, or whatever that may be exactly. And then obviously we've got some team bonding stuff, dinners with the team. None of us get to see each other very often at all, other than on video. And we've mentioned this before. It's a huge bonus, or a huge plus, I don't know. I just love that we get together in person. It's hard to do, and it humanizes us, because when we're just seeing each other in a screen, and it's just good to get everybody get together. So it'll be good for our team unity. I don't know why. ET, phone home. What's happening with your finger?
I was just trying to
wanted
see
to reach out and touch someone.
Yeah, I'm trying to get bonding, but I'll wait for Vegas.
Is that how AT&T came up with their slogan?
Probably.
No, probably not.
They didn't have video conferencing back then, I don't think.
Anything else you want to cover, Scruffy?
No, I think that's about wraps it up. I mean, we've gone through kind of what I think so far. Yeah.
Before you exit, what is your seed phrase?
It is at Scruffy Live 365 on every social media platform. And go ahead and type that in. See where it gets you, big fella.
Okay. Well, be sure to follow Scruffy's channels. It's always good to see you. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in Vegas very soon. Go follow his channels. And we'll talk to you at the event, if not before.
Thank you guys for having me so much. Really appreciate it. Always a blast.
You bet, man. You're welcome to stay in the green room here. Just go on mute. Rob,
we don't want to hear from you.
Go ahead and hit some
hit some what? I don't want to know what you're going to say next. It's been a
funny episode.
I've got nothing I can hit.
You've got nothing you can hit. I don't think he's muted.
Yeah, Thanos.
Huh? Is that Transformers? Okay, let's wrap this baby up. You got some questions for me. I'm going to answer them. I'm going to answer them for our community right now.
Okay,
hit it up.
What bra size are you? So question one
I've been doing a lot of push-ups. All right.
Question one is from Terry N. He wants to know, will we be able to choose a specific server so a group like a guild with members around the world can all play together in the same instance?
Yes, but to the degree of which I'm not certain, but for right now, for example, we've got a Europe server and a USA server, and we allow you to choose. Eventually, that could be more automated where you get placed in a server, and then we also might add the ability eventually to actually group together in a server. When all of these features will be available, we're not exactly certain. But as of right now, you can choose North America or Europe.
Yeah, and we'll have a friends system, so you'll be able to play with your friends. I imagine if it's a guild, though, it'll be quite more than a handful of players. You know, racing is 16 players, so we might have the ability to have a code and people can go play together. So there's lots of options we can do to get all you guys playing together. Anyway, moving along. Question 2 from Kiku. Will we have information about the economy in this year, the year 2023?
Well, we often delay this question, but for the first time, I feel like we might actually be able to say that we can have that in this year. And what I'll say to that is, as you know from previous episodes, if you've been following, we're going to be working with Machinations, which is going to model out Monte Carlo scenarios to really help us to refine this. But there's a lot of complexity, and what we're going to try to do is take a simple rewards and progression system and start with that and make it as simple as we can. And that's when we'll announce. So you've got a presentation on the reward system and progression. We've been iterating through that a little bit. We need to run it by a few more people on the team, get a little bit more feedback on it, and then we'll probably simplify it a little bit to what is the MVP of that. And then we'll start running the Monte Carlos and testing it and just growing it from there. But yes, the answer is most likely you will know something before the end of this year on the rewards and progression and economy in the game.
Yep. We'll be doing that team presentation on Monday. I'm extremely happy at the moment with the draft version.
But I would add to that this is like you've designed it for the whole game. And what we've been working on is for the whole game. However, when we start it, it'll be with what's released currently. And then obviously there's going to be plenty of iterations and improvements and additions as we open up Solace, for example, and we have all these resources within building up your land and all the progression that exists there. So there's a lot that we've got to go through because our vision is large, but it's a great start. We'll simplify it, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, so that was the final question. So there we are. That takes us to the leak section of this week's Copi Cafe. And do you have that video ready to pop up on the screen there, Rob?
I do indeed. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do this. Well, that was quite the leak. Okay, so that shows a lot of new stuff. You saw a lot of idle. Well, we talked about in the beginning of the episode improvements to the game. So the eye motions, the idle movements that you foreshadowed in the beginning of the episode, hand checking out, all of these things, improvements to the character movement system that make your avatars feel more alive. So I love that.
And what about where she was?
Yeah, where she was. So
Where was she?
that is where, once you've selected your vehicle, so the way this is going to go in the actual game loop very soon is, and the game loop is working. I did it last night, which is pretty awesome. You can run across Colito Valley, get to the hotel, enter the elevator, take the elevator up. You're going to walk into a racing lounge, and you're going to go over to a monitor, and the UI will pop up, and you get to select your vehicle. So you select your Mythic Javelin. Well, that's what I choose, even though I don't have one of those. For right now,
we'll choose it.
Yeah, but that'll be associated when that video comes up in the future, and it's tied to what's in your player account, in the NFTs that are in your wallet. You'll have the option to select whatever vehicles that you have and the free provided vehicle. So you'll select your vehicle, and then it puts you into the room that we just showed. That room is where there's some really cool sound effects when you get in that room that gets you amped up to race, which is fun. But that's the pre-racing area where you'll get into your bubble jet or your vehicle, and the race will begin from there.
Yeah, as people spawn in, I think there's 16 slots, and then all the vehicles spawn in and the players spawn in, and you can walk around and you can flex it seems like you're going to flex your mythical javelin. You must have a backdoor key. I will flex my common
really
bubble jet,
but javelin. I do.
Yeah.
But I do not have that.
And
but that being said, while I don't have it, I'm definitely going to choose it while I can choose it. So that's great. Yeah. But yeah, that was a pretty awesome showing of what our characters upgrades can do.
And people will see all that for real in 2 weeks when we go to Vegas.
Yeah, and as you noticed in the leak, that's not perfect yet. There's still some tweaking. It's not finalized. There's a good amount of work of transitions between one animation to the next that need to be smoothed out and different things like that. So there's a lot of animating and a lot of the character movement system working together to make this work. So we'll just keep improving it and make it better and better. But yeah, that was great. And that wraps up this episode, which was a rather entertaining episode, I think, especially being how interesting of a state of mind we were both in at the start.
Yep.
I was a little frustrated. Rob was a little frustrated. It's been one of those days, but this was
amazing.
A fun
what a few
episode.
beers and a bit of chocolate milk does.
Yeah, it's great. Well, thank you all for paying attention to us and hanging in there with us. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Copi Cafe, and know that we're on an amazing new cadence of offering new builds at a regular pace. And what we want to show you guys over time, that you can always point to your friends and to people that don't know who we are, is what we want to show you is that Cornucopias keeps delivering new updates. There's always new stuff happening. There's always new things that we can explore and learn within the game, and that pace is actually increasing. We're getting better and better at delivering on that. So pretty soon here, we should have big updates once a month, right around there. And hope you enjoy it. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.